Sharmista and Jafar, thank you. It's been such a lovely journey uh, reflecting under the Bantaba tree with you. And and again, here we are.
Yeah.
So uh, we decided to talk and share our experiences about uh, of working together in
Mm.
a multicultural setting. Um, it's been
Yeah.
lovely and it's been challenging.
Yeah.
We've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Would you like
Oh,
to start, Sharmista?
yeah. I was actually um how what would you say, Astrid, was your most memorable uh experience of this journey?
I must say that for me, it's been learning about it's been learning about your culture and your heritage, um, and the philosophies we talked about earlier.
Mhm.
Uh, that is a highlight for me, and I can't wait to get time to read more about Tagore and Lanol. Yeah, that will be a summer project for me.
Okay.
So that's a highlight, and and also also the way, yeah, this the way we've been working, how we very easily, I think actually inspired by Kosa, our professor, and his philosophy, um, uh, the thoughts about the Ubuntu philosophy, which is brings very much respect, um, and is very much about values, which values we have. And I think we brought this with us into the corporation, which
Mhm.
made it easier to reflect under the Bantu tree. What about you,
That
Sharmista?
yeah, that's very well put, Astrid. Yeah, I mean, learning like the mutual respect. That is such an important part of this journey, right? Um, for me personally, thank you for sharing that. I feel like I think I shared with you earlier today that I feel like we have a mini pluriverse here, where each one of us have our own identities, each one of us bring our own cultures here, right, in this space. Every discussion that we have had, we have brought these traits with us, as uh, kind of brought that along with us, and and we have still coexisted. Like, we in this space, that's what we have been learning or talking about the class all along, right? To be able to bring these different, whether we're talking about global north, global south, but to be able to remove those dualisms and to be able to create a pluriverse where all of us can coexist. So from you guys, it has been like you have been an immense support system for me, right? I know that you will have my back. um, to have that kind of feeling and knowing that, okay, whatever I wrote, whatever I'm expressing, that okay, you are going to refine it for me, that you are here to make it better, okay, not to shut it down, not to let it fall apart, but to bolster it, to give it a direction. So that other than the fact that you're bringing in these different aspects to it, so that's huge. That is really um, something that I would treasure from this.
Thank you, Sharmista.
Thank you.
Jafar.
Yeah, yeah. So, Mr. Astrid, yeah, go.
No, I already shared my.
Yeah, yeah.
It's your turn.
Okay. No, thank you, Astrid. For me, I mentioned at the very beginning that I worked with ILO, moved to the academia. So it is the huge transformation, right? And from that analogy, and even our collective exercise in terms of learning, I definitely recall the Fanon that he said, nothing has happened, everything must be start from the scratch. So the my academic understanding and learning is this. And while we have to start, then definitely, the core premises of the new start is the Caesarean decolonial science. And Caesarean decolonial science is, the Fanon and Caesar is basically very difficult to, they are inseparable. So the Fanon said the magic, everything, if you really want to do something different, then you have to do, and everything, actually the power of doing something new lies with the magical hands of the collectives. So actually, this exercise was sort of the eye-opening and eye-opening for me and groundbreaking exercise to learn collectively. It was not sort of in academia. This is the conventional approach that, okay, do by yourself, think by yourself. So learning is not that. Learning is collective. So thus our exercise and this journey given me a sort of new sort of learning. It's not the learning is about the academic paper. It's learning about how best we can collaborate, how best we can learn each other. Uh, so the thing is, this journey to me is a sort of the collective journey, collective learning, and learning from the different context. Yes, we have our own identity. Yes, in terms of nationality, in terms of the ethnicity. But despite having, again, we are all is one. So this collective journey is the perfect epitome and the perfect reflection is all is one, right? For me,
That's good. That's nice. So, and then being one in all, then that's not only uh, only a
Yes.
dance with the without the difficulty. So, what has been the challenges for you?
so the challenge, yes, definitely there is challenge. If you really want to pursue something great, then you have to confront with the mounting challenge too, right? But the beauty is that, after having challenge, there is a very good thing waiting for you. So that is the collective learning. So let me get back to the challenge. Challenge is, yes, definitely it was challenge. You are locating in, say, for example, you are locating in different time zone, right? Shormishta and me, myself, we are locating in the same time zone, but both of us has the two different reality, right? So Shormishta, she might have, I'm guessing, she is the mother, right? So there are multiple challenges with the families. Me as the same. So we had the sort of unique sort of challenge in terms of managing time, in terms of the coordination, in terms of just updating ourselves. Where we are now, what would be the next? Who will do what, right? But the good thing is, yes, those challenges are there. But the way it works, it was like automatically, organically, actually, we picked it up, right? So there was no sort of clear outline who is going to do what and this and that. So if when Astrid, you see, oh, this paper is currently right now at this point of time, okay, let's build it forward. So you do it by yourself, right? So me too, Shormishta as well. So thus it was, what I would say, is it harmonical? Rather, I would say is very organic, very much original, um, very much from ourself, right? Very much from within ourselves. So that's a wonderful set of experience. Yes, the challenge is also learning.
Yes, it
Absolutely.
is, and I that what you said now about the organic is that touched my heart. It's really, that's how we've been working, and I'm thinking that it demands uh, the same values. It demands trust. It demands mutual love, um, and I think that's the core of life. That's the core of epistemologies as well. Yeah. So life, to reach the mountains can be challenging, but like you say, we get something at the top. Garmista, what would you like to share?
Yeah, actually, time coordination was one of the things that was top on my list because I know you had to wake up 4 in the morning for attending some of the meetings. And you're still going to wake up today before we submit our papers. So absolutely. And then Jafar stayed up nights to finish his paper. I did something in between those. So we have all had this time coordination and trying to see what works for everyone. But another thing that I felt is so we had a vision. We started with a vision, and all of us agreed. That's why we went ahead with the paper. But when we were actually writing the paper, we realized that some of our we have different ways of manifesting our vision, right? But to be able to, but at the end of it, we created one document. So with all this going on, and we created one document. So that means that we have learned that vision, not, although we had different ways of manifesting, certain ways of working towards it, uh, but we agreed. We agreed on, and that's why we have one document. That's the organic product that came out of this process. Something more tangible, like if we are okay, if we can't hold these conversations, but we can hold that paper. So it's something more concrete for me, and it has us written all over it. Uh, our love for the topic and our love for working with each other. So I think both included.
Yeah, exactly. So the here I would say is our journey is the perfect example how uh, difference can be a strength of any collective initiative, right? So the final product, the you know the final product, I'm not saying that it's the learning journey we started together, and it will live long and it
Mhm,
go beyond that.
mhm,
But the solidarity, love, compassion, and the unity that we build
mhm.
from that difference,
Yeah,
right?
and
So
I
the difference is another way is strength that you can create magic.
and because we kind of tested each other, like so we are thinking, we are forcing ourselves, like for instance, the way like I said, right, we have different visions of how we are writing. So, but at the end of it, we were also trying to decolonize each one of us, right? But we are also trying to do it collectively. So, for instance, for the paper, again, I think I shared this with Astrid before. So um, we were writing the paper. We thought that we'll make it more organic. We'll something that we are going to defy the modernity, more modern ways or more scientific ways of creating the paper, right? The modernistic conventions. We wanted to defy that and create a paper. However, when we were actually doing the paper, sometimes we were afraid to step out of that box of modernity. Why? Because so that was a challenge, but we encouraged each other, and were we able to go out? Frank, I don't know, but we have tried. We have been trying to be woke to those concepts because that was one of our aims. So that I just wanted to
Yeah, yeah,
show that.
that's well said, and it's almost like embodied learning in itself. This are we going to
Yeah,
pass the border, or
yeah,
will we enter the box? Will we go back to the box?
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, and
will Jafar, would you like last word?
yeah, just one thing is in nowadays 21st century, the academia is Storm Quest. Maybe you can recall the Storm Quest. The academia promote the individualism. Uh, so the learning is individualistic. Okay, if you do by yourself, then you can produce a best one. Thus, you will get the best grade. So that is the one approach. So we actually, our class, our learning example is the sort of the kind of challenge, the dominant form of the learning. So thus, I would say our learning exercise, our collaborative journey is a example of, the sort of, we created an example as opposed to the uh, highly individualistic, capitalist, and the self-centric ideology, right? So for us, again, coming back to, I would conclude that it is the collective journey that we created a unique sort of learning process for sort of creating a inter-epistemic dialogue, right? So
Yeah,
for me,
thank you.
we,
And so we had our own globalized lifelong learning,
Yes,
and we'll end it with one love.
well said. Well said.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you, Astrid.